Hi Cancer, welcome to your January 2022 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your before we get into that, I just want to say Happy New Year to you. I truly hope you have an amazing 2022. And I just want to say whatever has passed, give yourself a fresh start, give yourself a fresh slate, right? And everything and anyone that you come into contact with, give them that same fresh start, right? This is a time where actually the year is ruled by the number 6, so it's ruled by Venus, which is all to do with harmony and balance and, figuring things out in a much smoother, harmonious and easier way. Give yourself a fresh start, give yourself a clean slate and do the same thing for others, all right? So for your actions and interactions with the world at large, this year in January, you get the 9 of Pentacles, right? This is Venus in Virgo, so this is gorgeous. And what this tells me is you are really tapping into the energy of joy and pleasure. This is about you doing everything that you can to refine yourself, right? So this is a month where chances and opportunities for you to create a more harmonious self, a more refined self, a more beautiful self are really going to be present for you. This also suggests that you're looking to improve your material existence in some way, shape or form, which is very exciting. This also suggests to me as well that you are tapped into this idea that the resources that you have available to you already are more than enough to create abundance. I kind of feel like there's, like, in my mind's eye, what I can see is, like the spinning wheel that turns the wool into gold, right? That's the feeling that I get from it. And this is the message. Whatever you have disposable to you right now is enough, right? It's more than enough for you to create the abundance that you hope for. When it comes to your, how are you going to do that, you ask? Through your work, right? You've got the 8 of Pentacles. What this suggests to me is you already have a skill. You've already got something that you can turn into a money spinner, right? The other thing is as well, this suggests that maybe a lot of you are going to be thinking about changing your jobs, changing your work. For some of you, it looks like you're revising your business in some way this month, right? So maybe you're revising your business model. Maybe you're taking on more staff. Maybe you are deciding to launch your own business or a side hustle. There's something here that suggests you're making money from things that you can already do that maybe you haven't done anything with in a while, right? So this is all to do with improving your work, improving your money, your finances and your resources through something that you can do, but also through refinement of self. What are the ways that we refine ourselves? Well, we can change our appearance and our diet. We can upskill, right? So we can take a course, we can go on some sort of learning experiment or journey that enhances our skills and our abilities. Very, very possible. The other thing is with the 8 of Pentacles, if you want that extra work, if you want more money, extra work, right? And it does suggest that if you want that extra work, it is definitely there for you this month, right? So I know a lot of you are thinking, well, it's January, not a lot of overtime, etc. Well, for you Cancerian people, sun, moon or ascendant, this suggests otherwise, right? So have a look around, see what's going on. For your communications and conversations, you have the King of Pentacles, right? This card for me is very often about career advancement. I see this card a lot when people are getting promotions, where people are going up a level in some way, shape or form when it comes to their finances or resources. This also, I mean, look at this. This is all Pentacles. You better get them peas, right? You got so much money, so much finance or material related things here. And this is really interesting to me. So the King of Pentacles is usually an earth sign male, Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo. and they fall next to your Eight of Pentacles, which suggests that something about the career is changing, something about the career is shifting. This almost feels to me like maybe you're having a conversation with a boss and they're saying, look, we really want to promote you, but it's going to take this, this, and this. So for some of you, you might need to upskill in order to go to that next level, which could be really exciting. The other way that this might show up for you as well, this is you realizing that the skills that you already have are very lucrative. Maybe you've got a bunch of skills that you think are actually disparate pieces of who you are, and maybe you have an idea or a conversation with an earth sign male, somebody to give you the grounding, the practicality, the earthy energy to give that water something to grow or something to do. You know, water is the element of change, right? It's the element of life, right? It's the life-giving element. It needs to nourish something in order for things to grow. It doesn't work on its own, right? And so that's why earth and water signs tend to be really beneficial for each other, because it creates growth. Now, what I like about this is maybe through a conversation with somebody that's already very well established themselves, maybe they're giving you signposts. Maybe they're saying, right, okay, if you could do this, this, and this, it's really going to help you achieve your goal. I like this. I like it a lot. There was something else that I was going to say, but it's gone. For your heart and half, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So this is lovely. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if not only your career is doing well this month, your job and your work prospects, but also the work prospects of your partner. This might be something that is quite spontaneous, that shows up for them. It could be something that prompts travel for them as well. So maybe whatever this opportunity is for the partner's finances or money to improve comes in, it might require them to travel. If this comes up, you know, with you, maybe you're required to travel. It does suggest that you might be able to either do this together, or that it's a case of you both being in the right place at the right time. But the Wheel of Fortune is lovely because it suggests that there is collective luck. There's collective synchronicities taking place that are good for both of you. This is a really harmonious energy for your relationship, for your partnership. And it's warm, it's loving, it's kind. And it's really optimistic, all right? So this is really, really great. Let's get into your weeks of the month. For those of you that are single, it's likely to be either through your travels or through somebody at work. So if someone at work or in your career or your professional sector or even your academic sector, for those of you that are studying, if you have a conversation with someone and they say to you, well, you know what, I've got a friend that maybe you might be interested in. This is one of those times, you know, like when people try to set you up, mini rant, and they're like, oh, you'd absolutely love them. As soon as I hear those words, I'm like, oh dear, here we go. Right? Most of the time they get it wrong, but this could be one of the times where they really surprise you and they get it right. If you are traveling, especially traveling to see loved ones, to see family, you know, people that you care about, etc., that could be good travel that yields some sort of result. In the love department, your first week of the month, you've got the Magician card right underneath the Nine of Pentacles. I'm telling you, you've got everything that you need already. You're just having to find a way to repackage everything. All right? Look at your skill set and ask yourself, how do these things fit together? This is something that I've said before in other videos, but I'm going to say it again here because it feels relevant. When you look back over your life, all the experiences that you've had, all the things that you were drawn to, all of the skills that you've acquired over time, they tend to do this and they tend to create a theme, right? So when I was little, and I mean like little, I remember being obsessed with like witches and magic and wizards and elves and people that could see the future and, you know, people that were like, ooh, strange, weird and wonderful. And look at where I am today. Over my life, I studied various different healing methods, you know, Reiki, massage, reflexology, you know, acupressure, like so many different things. And then I branched out into, you know, in the background, I always had tarot going. And in the background to that, I always had astrology going as well. And somehow these things have amalgamated, and numerology as well. So you see what I mean? Like look at the things, right? Look at the trends and the themes, because somewhere here you are an expert and you don't even realize it. The fact that you've got that Magician card with the Nine of Pentacles, this is going to be, this first week of January, you're likely to have a big realization about the fact that you're already at the height of your game. You just need to know how to put those pieces together now. For the second week of the month, you've got the Hermit card, right? So if you need to go into some sort of self-imposed stasis or isolation, if you need to pull yourself away to really figure out how these pieces of you, these pieces of the new you go together, then do so. Take that time out, right? It does suggest that there will be, it's interesting because I kind of feel like there's overtime or more work if you want it, but it kind of feels like this is going to be a slow time. So for those of you that are getting extra boosts to the income this month, it might be because there are people out, right? So it's like, you know, well, we've got 3 people out because of the whole situation. And so there's extra work going and you're having to pick up the slack. It kind of feels like some of you might not necessarily have the choice, but it's like, so on one hand, more money over time, yay. On the other hand, working quite hard. But I would say if you can, even if it's just an hour a day, steal away so that you can start to figure out how to put some of these plans of yours into motion. Third week of the month, you've got the Star card, right? Look at this. So for a lot of you, this could be some really interesting conversations. For some of you, this could be launching a website, looking at a digital community of some sort. For some of you, maybe you're giving ideas and credence to some of the things that you want to broadcast out into the world. If you've ever thought about, you know, writing a blog, if you've ever thought about maybe doing a YouTube channel, or Patreon or anything like that, this third week of the month is highly favored for you, especially because that third week of the month is going to be the full moon in Cancer, which is putting a spotlight on you. And the full moon is in our sign. It's highlighting us, right? This is where we are the most illuminated that we could be, aside from when the sun is in our sign, but slightly different energy, but very, very nice, right? Really interesting. This is a very interesting interplay of energies as well. For your fourth week of the month, you've got the Hierophant card. There is a lot of earth here. Hermit card, earth. Hierophant card, earth. King of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and then you've got a lot of air, Magician and the Star, and then you've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is technically fire and water. But all in all, like, look at that. And it's interesting as well because Mercury is retrograding out of the sign of Aquarius into the sign of Capricorn. So it's like some part of you is really tapping into the world sort of energies, shifts and changes here. For those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, something about the bond really strengthens this week. This fourth week of the month, there's like a real pulling together. And whatever it is that you're doing, I mean, for some of you, maybe this is surprise marriage. For some of you, this is maybe a surprise pregnancy, very possible. For some of you, this could see you really tapping into, you and your partner could be tapping into each other's prospects for work and finances and resources and business. Very possible. For those of you that are single, whoever shows up for you in this fourth week of the month, pay attention to them because the chances are they're going to be around for a long time to come. For your new moon message, straight out the gate, 2nd of January, new moon in Capricorn, you got the gate 63 and doubt. All right, so it's okay, not the easiest card, and you've got this right underneath the Hermit card. This feels to me like a frustration, right? So right at the beginning of the month, you might have a moment where you think, I've got all these plans, I've got all these things that I want to do, these directions that I want to go in, and I don't have the time to fulfill them. You'll find it, right? It will come. Even if it doesn't show up for you right here out of the gate, it will come. Your full moon message is the gate 13 and listen. This is actually a card of intuition. It's a card of intuition, psychic ability. It's a card of being able to hear or see what others can't. And so I would urge you around that full moon, whatever the urge, the wish, the goal, or the direction you feel like you're being pulled in, allow yourself to go in that direction, because whatever you can hear or see, nobody else can, but it is going to be truly beneficial for you. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. A happy new year to you. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.